let's look at 12 things we can do and not do to help improve our health and ensure we have better health for the future. So I saw it again recently. The Surgeon General says 90% of the disease in this country is because of our diet and lifestyle. We create that disease by doing things that down the road are going to cause problems. So the first one is stay away from processed foods. There's one thing you got to do. So God made us great foods on this planet. We got fruits, we got vegetables, we got seeds, we got nuts, we got great whole foods. There's protein choices, always antibiotic free, steroid free, grass fed, whether it's chicken or beef or whatever you're eating. Good quality fats, avocados, nuts, those kind of things. And we've got great foods. You cannot make the food better by processing it. What God did was perfect. And so when we look at processing, we always destroy it, and it's always going to be worse for our health. Processed foods are not anything that would give us any nutrition value, hardly at all. The other one is tap water. Stay away from tap water. Tap water is full of fluoride. I did a video on fluoride on my YouTube channel. What's really in your drinking water tells you some frightening things about fluoride that before I did the study to get ready for that video, I was just shocked at what was going on. So stay away from tap water. We use reverse osmosis. The problem with reverse osmosis takes out everything. So it's taking out the minerals too. But you want to clean the tap water. But we also use, to complement that, Missouri Valley spring water. So it's got all the minerals. It's from a spring way up in the mountain. So we're getting all those minerals, and we're staying away from tap water. And my wife and I have been doing that for years and years and years and years. Plastic bottles with water in them, man. Those bottles, they have BPA in them. They have other chemicals. They leach into the water. You drink the water, and they're in your system. They're just a huge negative towards your health. So stay away from plastic bottles. You know, if you have a reverse osmosis unit, bring that. If you have something like Mountain Valley spring water, bring some with you when you go somewhere. But stay away from those things. Sleep. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. I mean, the body's going to be healthier if you get a lot of sleep. So get at least 7 hours. I like 9 hours, so I don't really get 9. I'd love to sleep 9 hours every night. But, at least get 7. Staying inside. So you need to get outdoors. Don't believe the thing that the sun's going to harm you. Of course, overexposure to the sun can be a problem. But the sun is healthy for you. Being outdoors is healthy. My wife and I are constantly outdoors. We just started kayaking, getting more outdoors and stuff. We're planning a trip, and we do all this stuff. We're planning a trip maybe next September, 3 days down the Missouri with some group of people we don't know. And we're trying to find, some more couples that might want to do that. But be active. I mean, we're 65 and I'm 65. She's almost 64, and we're still super active because we keep being active. Get out and walk 30 minutes a day. People who walk have more longevity. They have better health. And so you want to do something, some form of movement. The body's meant to move. That's one of our things, moving, right? It's one of our 8 keys to health in our office. So staying inside is a big no-no. Get outside, get in the outdoors, breathe air. I also bicycle all the time. I'm outdoors working. I'm working on my property. I'm up with my continued infatuation with white-tailed deer, sitting up in a tree stand 4 months a year, just looking and breathing in nature, and it's just so healthy. Eating fast food, there's like almost zero nutritional value in fast food. So you don't want to be eating fast food. If you're on a trip, there's been a couple times in the last number of years, we're on a trip, we just had to eat. There's no other opportunity. We didn't prepare. And so we ate something, just a little something that we had to do. That's not going to kill you. But when you continue to eat fast food, that's going to wear your health down and cause it that you're just not going to be as healthy in the future. Always think of the future. I'm glad I've been doing that because at 65, I'm still doing everything I want with absolutely no problem. The other day, biked 67 miles, had no problem. It's just you've got to take care of yourself, eat right, and do the things to maintain your health. Being sedentary, just sitting around doing nothing. I've seen so many people when they retire, their health just goes downhill because they don't do anything. And so, you gotta get out and do something. Don't sit there in front of the tube all day. Working too much. So work's great. I love to work, and I have to watch myself because I let myself work all the time. But too much work and not enough play is not good for your health. So, with healthcare practitioners like myself, studies show 27 hours of direct patient contact is the max you should have. Anything over that, you will experience burnout according to these studies, and usually that'll be between 18 and 22 years after you start practice. So you want to limit it, even though I could work more and I like to work, and I'm 65 and I think I'm going to work 20 more years because I love doing what I do. I limit it because if I limit it, it's not only good for me, it's good for my patients. So don't work too much. Cut it down if you need to. Figure out how to streamline things, whatever you can do. Screen time. We look at computers at work. We look at cell phones. We look at TVs. We're not meant to look at all that stuff all the time. So limit that. Don't sit there and scroll on your phone all day until you go to bed. Don't do any screen time an hour before you go to bed, by the way. But limit what you're doing so far as the screens. Because, our kids, man, they sit there and they just stare at those things. I don't know. I haven't read any studies on that, but I'll bet 13 hours a day, some kids. So limit the screen time. Heating food in plastics is a health disaster. Do not heat food in plastics. Microwaves are horrible. A microwave heats by a rebound effect. It causes the molecules to rebound against each other, so it heats it up, kills 99% of the enzymes. It's not a health benefit to use a microwave. So just make sure you're heating in other ways. Artificial sweeteners. Well, first of all, sugar, high fructose corn syrup should be strictly avoided. Sugar, there's just nothing good about it except for the taste. But stay away, limit your sugar quite a bit. Artificial sweeteners, Truvia, Splenda, Sweet and Low, all that stuff. If you want a sweetener, it appears like stevia is the safest, and xylitol. We prefer stevia, but some people like xylitol. Never give xylitol to an animal; it can kill them. Like your dog, it could kill them. We saw that happen to someone. Negative relationships will kill your health. So you have to avoid negative relationships, and if there's a negative relationship you're dealing with, you need to separate yourself from that relationship. Now, I'm not saying if it's your marriage, you should split up your marriage. If it's your marriage, try to work it out. Do the things to work it out. But any other negative relationship, you need to say, hey, this is it. Number one, you need to forgive, because unforgiveness will harm your heart. Unforgiveness only hurts you. Doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts you. So you need to forgive, which means you forgive and the sting of that thing's already gone, is then gone. I'm sorry about that, is then gone. And then forgiveness is not fellowship. Doesn't mean you got to hang around them. Forgiveness is not forgetting. You're never going to forget. But when you forgive, the sting of that thing is gone. You can talk about it. It doesn't bother you. Whatever it is, you need to forgive. Some things, I've watched people have to forgive people from some very tremendous, just awful things. But when they forgive them, they're set free. So, negative relationships, you got to deal with. Don't stay in. Again, if it's your marriage, work it out. So here's what Thomas Edison said. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his or her patient. He said his patient. I added her because there's a lot of great female practitioners. So the doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his or her patient in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. So that's what we need to do, is start educating people how we can prevent disease. They want to Well, let's find a cure for cancer. My deal is let's do the things to try to prevent cancer. So, let's eat right. Let's look at this board. Let's do these things. Try to prevent cancer. I saw a medical doctor that, I don't know, about 3 months ago on Facebook, and I don't know the guy. I should have paid attention, but he said, I don't know, it's about 25 years. I think he said, in my 25 years of clinical practice, I've came to the conclusion of one thing, that food is your best medicine. And I just shouted and was ready to jump up and down and everything. My medical doctors that used to work for me, great guys, but they never were into, talking about things, prevention and all this stuff. Because people think, well, Shop, he's the nutrition guy and stuff. Well, I used to own a full service medical clinic, family practice, physician, physiatrist, physician, a couple chiropractors, physical therapists, exercise physiologists, and all that. That was way back in the day. But, and I got out of that a long time ago. But, so, I'm not just a nutrition guy. I mean, I've also owned a medical practice. And so, we had those type of practitioners, but they just didn't want to do that. One day, they came in and said, well, there's a lady, she needs to change her diet. I said, well, tell her to change her diet. Well, I can't do that. Can you go in and do it for me? I said, man, we got to make some changes here, guys. But, so I went in and I told the lady, I said, we can't help you. And she started crying. She said, why not? I said, because you won't help yourself. I went over your diet. It's awful. And you've got to make some changes yourself. We're responsible for our own health. So we can't just eat, do all these type of things and expect our health just to stay good and maintain our health. So to me, that's exciting stuff right there, because I like to do all those things and I just like to stay healthy and feel great. So try to implement some of these, not all of them at once probably, but just make some, limit processed foods, get rid of the tap water, do some things, invest in your health. Most people, if they stop, a lot of people that I see, if they stop fast foods, they can afford to start doing some of these other things, like getting some quality water, doing some things that's going to help their health. So try to implement at least some of these things starting this week, and then working to doing more and do the things that are going to help your health. Okay, so until next time, guys, make it a great day and continue on that health journey to improve your health.